Okay. Okay, hi, it's me, King Evelyn. Let me probably a window capture. Let me set up the game real quick. Can't really do that. No, I don't have a bevel tool, bro. Okay. And let me put that under the foogies. And let me delete my firework one because I no longer need it. Yeah, King Bevelis. That's me. Okay, should remain unsolved. I am probably in an okay spot. If I'm not, I'll move myself later. Okay. New game. Similar genre of like detective investigation because that's kind of what I was in the mood for. So let's figure it out. I frankly don't know a lot about this game. This is so loud. Hold on. Hold please. I didn't consider that it would be loud. 15. That's better. That's kind of not better. Damn. 10. Okay. This is not bad, and it's as good as it's gonna get. Just make sure English perfect. Oh, you know what? I could have fixed it here, huh? Okay. Scheiße! Okay, hold on. It's doing it wrong. We'll try a game capture instead then. Hmm. I'm having an issue. Not gonna lie. Ugh. Okay, I'll do it this way, and we're frankly just gonna have to hope that I don't have anything that you guys end up seeing. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I'm just not gonna close the game, and it'll be fine. Okay, so all I've done was pressed start, and this is actually the start. You didn't miss anything because I didn't notice. I noticed. I'm not going nuclear this time, probably. I realized I was a jellyfish. I spent the past 70 years simply drifting through life with no heading in particular, blindly stinging everyone I encountered. Can you see it too? The people I tried to embrace, I only ended up hurting. Everywhere I went, I left nothing but ruin. So that's it. That's what I am. A jellyfish floating across the sea. I can't see those. Those are just circles. I don't know what those are. They're just squares on my other thing, too. I don't even remember why I once became a police detective. Look over there at that family, weeping for their lost child. Have I ever done anything to wipe away their tears? A police station is a crucible of pain and grief. So why did I choose to enter that institution? Why did I think I could somehow offer people solace and hope? Maybe I was simply being selfish. Maybe I became a detective just so I could belong somewhere. I should stop now. I should stop wandering with nothing but regret on my lips. That's it then. The first good thing I'll ever have done for anyone. Everyone, I'm sorry for everything. I don't have to worry about tabbing out, it's fine. Oh, jellyfish! Yeah, that's cute. Madam. I think I'm in the way. Hold on. Hold on. Unlock. Honestly, I think I'll probably be in the way no matter where I put myself for this game. But anyway, I'll stick myself in the corner here. The chat can cover me. I don't care. Put myself in the top right corner upside down? No, thank you. I think I'm fine. The chat is allowed to cover me a little. Well, hold on. I could just, let me lock this. I could just move the chat up and then whatever messages at the top get cut off. It's like whatever, you know? They would have been on the screen for long enough. Okay. This should be fine. Miss Jeong-gyung. Who are you? Remember that little girl? Choi Seo-won? Choi Seo-won. Seo-won? The girl who went missing. That's right, ma'am. Do you know what happened to that girl you brought back? Thanks to you, her family found peace. Did their lives look ruined to you? Yeah, so I actually don't think I can be out of the way at all, ever. Is what it seems like to me. The doctor says my mind is like an old library without an index. I'm sorry, but I have no idea who you are. I see you're in uniform, so you couldn't be Seo-won's ghost. Okay, hold on. Oops. It's labeled Seo-won's ghost. From the way you bring up my forgotten failure, I can only assume you're here to deliver judgment. Her name changed to the adjudicator. Ma'am, I'm not here to judge you. I only want to tell you about the life you lived. Your Honor, you already know what happened. I never brought Seo-won home. The case ended the way her father, Choi Dong-yeon, wanted. She disappeared forever. Completely out of her mother's reach. I don't think I can, because I know the layout is going to change. Leave the case unsolved. We can't do that, sir. Fuck. Shit! Hold on. If I just... Everything is gonna be okay. Chat is going... Chat is gonna go... You guys don't get a lot of spaces, okay? Chat can go up here, but with a small amount of spaces. Your messages are just gonna disappear a little more than usual. Okay? Be happy with what you get. I'm gonna stay where I am for now. You'll be fine. You barely use the space anyway. You mean you've already filed a missing persons case? This is the father. Seo-won's officially registered as a missing person then? Then please, that's good enough. Fuck, I'm moving myself again. We're gonna figure this out, okay? We're gonna figure out the prime spot for me to be while we play this game. Let me... This is... Just tuck myself in here. Okay, I'm tucked in. This is fine. It's all working out. And if this doesn't work, then next time I play this, I'll make an overlay or something. So that nothing gets cut off. Detective, I'm begging you. Please don't look for my daughter anymore. Stop asking where she is. Keep her completely out of her mother's reach. Just let her just live life somewhere. Just say that she went out to the playground like she always did and vanished. That's all. A perfect crime with no witnesses, no suspects. So please, please leave this case unsolved. I'll do anything. Please. I beg of you. So that's how you remember it. This was the last case I took before I resigned from the missing persons team. See how relieved I looked after what Choi Dong-hyun said? That man knew. If we wanted to close the case and move on, we needed a good excuse. That my refusal was only customary, a front to cover up my cowardice. Ma'am, history is that certainty produced at the point where the imperfections of memory meet the inadequacies of documentation. What do you mean? It means you just don't get it. Can you remember the beginning and the end of the case? Let me help you weave together the threads connecting the start to the finish. Yeah, well, the game is called No Case Left Unsolved, so I guess we'll see if it gets solved or not. I think Seo-won's mother called me to report the girl missing? Yes, I remember now. She said Seo-won disappeared from the playground. Calm down, ma'am. Who am I speaking to again? Detective Jung-kyung, yes? Do you remember me? You came to check on Seo-won the other day. I asked you not to ring the doorbell. Please tell me you remember. Detective, I'm scared. Please hurry. She's gone. Seo-won is gone. She was just at the playground. Can I close this? Can I close this one for now? Guess not. When did you last see her at the playground? Exactly 3:30 in the afternoon. Oh, there we go. I can just show you. There we go. Playground. Detective, she disappeared 3 hours ago. We've looked everywhere. A 7-year-old girl could have gone alone. What do we do now? I'm trying not to panic, but the worst is all that comes to mind. You're turning yourself in? Ex-English teacher. No name. Nameless. Yes, I would like to surrender to the police. I am responsible. A little girl went missing from the playground, didn't she? 3 days ago? She was with me. I took her away. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I did it because I needed the money. I'm sorry. What do you mean it's all your responsibility? Little cradle. The cradle that was in. Detective, the truth is, she's dead. Seo-won is dead. She's been dead all this time. Your Honor, that's all I remember about the case. Now I understand why you've come to me, here at the final crossroads. Why you want me to remember the beginning of the end? What? Ah, it was the wrong person, that's why. Now I understand why you've come to me here at the final crossroads. Why you want me to remember the beginning and the end. You're the gatekeeper of time and space. Janice. I had to put it completely out of my mind. Was I trying to forget these memories because I felt guilty? The man who took her turned himself in, but I pretended it never happened. And the girl, she was already dead, but I pretended not to know. I'm sorry. Someone like me doesn't deserve peace. Ma'am, it's all right, don't be afraid. I don't care what you call me, but you have to know that this isn't the end of the road. You're not bound for hell or purgatory. Now think back. Someone disappeared from the playground, right? Try to recall everything you can about the location. I can see more fragments now. I see them. But they're so faint, like scars faded with age. No, you're doing great. Once you've brought up the fragments, try connecting them together. Build a chain of recollections. Even a dried-out ravine can be a river when the waters return. Playground. Okay. Did you see any suspicious individuals when you went to pick up So-won? Or anything out of the ordinary? Mom. It's exactly as my daughter said. I was so sure So-won would be at the playground, but when I got there I didn't see her. So I assumed my daughter took her along. Then my daughter came downstairs and looked at me with her eyes wide, and I thought, oh no. Detective, I think you might be making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know if my daughter told you, but someone goes alone to places all the time. My daughter worries easily, but mark my words, the girl always wanders back in time for dinner. Please don't worry about it. I'll have a stern word with my daughter. Honestly, I can't believe she's gone and called you. You don't have to answer, but you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but try and think about it, okay? See if you can remember someone you didn't usually see at the playground. I heard you were all together there. So-won, your mother, and you too, Myung-go. Yeah. This is So-won's mother. We were all together. Okay. It's all right. Again, was there anything unusual about So-won's activity today? No, it was all business as usual. She goes to kindergarten on weekdays, and we go to the playground on weekends as a family. We have 2 playgrounds in the condo complex. Normally we alternate between them. I go along sometimes, but one of them isn't wheelchair accessible, so Hyunjung has to take the kids on her own. Wait. Recently they've only been going to that one playground. Hyunjung said the kids asked to go there, today too. If only they'd gone to the other playground. On the way back, they sometimes drop by the stationery store near the complex entrance. The place is called Apollo. So-won loves getting candy there. Think back to the testimonies about the playground. Who do you think those people were? People. These testimonies were all from one person. Weren't they? Ma'am, life is a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Jigsaw puzzle master. Change speaker, okay. Okay, I understand. Your memories are scrambled and misaligned, but each fragment, each moment connects with another. Look at the connections closely and you'll figure out where the pieces belong. Who said these things, and in what order? And then what? What does that change? Who knows? Maybe if you connect enough pieces, you might discover a key. A key that unlocks the face of the person putting the puzzle back together. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. The father. Business as usual. Leave the case unsolved. Someone is gone. She was just at the playground. When did you last see her at the playground? You too, Myung-ho. I think this is not the mother. I think there's another person we haven't gotten. It's exactly as my daughter said. That one also doesn't go there then. Okay. Hello, madam. Senior Inspector Zhang Yang from the Hwamyang Police Station. You would be Seowon's mother, correct? I'm just here to see Seowon, if that's alright. Oh my gosh. You scared me, Detective. I was expecting the delivery man. Could you please knock instead of ringing the doorbell next time? My daughter's taking a nap. She dozed off in front of the TV while I was washing the rice. I just tucked her in. Come inside. Fast asleep, see? Oh, I suppose you can't really tell under that blanket. She must be tired, the poor thing. Seowon and I were out and about all day yesterday. She slept in this morning, too. I swear, kids grow up so fast. She's gotten so much taller that barely anything fits anymore. I had to do all her shopping at once. First day of school is only a month away, and there's so much to buy. Oh, I hope she wakes up soon so we can eat and get her uniform fitted. I'm sorry, Detective. You might have to wait a while before she wakes up. So, what brings you here? Okay. How do you move things up again? Up. Up. And perfect. Dead. Whoa. To open the lock to connect this conversation doesn't say anything about what. Okay. How does Myung-ho feel? It must have been a big change for him. Your station searched the park in the neighborhood, right, Detective? The one with the pond? The weeping willow trees by the water. They're lonely to look at. I took a stroll there last year with Myung-ho and Hyejong, and the trees reminded me of Myung-ho. He looks like he's at the mercy of the world sometimes, but the truth is, he's the most unyielding boy you'll meet. For children, and adults too, I suppose, a death in the family is apparently like experiencing your universe collapse. Rebuilding from those ruins was a time-consuming journey, but I think Myung-ho's managed quite well in his own right. I don't know if you noticed, but there's something he always carries around, never leaves home without it. Uh-huh. Shin Hyejong? Choi Myung-ho is Seowon's brother. You too, Myung-ho, Seowon's brother. There we go. Another fragment's unlocked. Okay. Okay. Seowon's mother's birthday, the day Seowon disappeared. Okay. Time. Where's Seowon now? The reason the English teacher needs funds, we don't know yet. Why didn't you report any of this to the authorities? How do you remember the time so precisely? Frankly, some people are just good at time, like me. Okay, this is showing the English teacher, but it's not the English teacher, it's whoever she is, it seems. My phone's call history. I never leave the children alone when we're out together. But then I got a phone call. I don't usually get calls in the afternoon. I think I panicked. The first thing that came to mind was that I had to pick up somewhere quiet so I could hear. So I ducked into the condo hallway. The call history is 5 minutes long, but she disappeared in less than that. I know because I looked up partway through the conversation and she was already gone. Okay. This is Hyejong, whoever that is. Exactly 3:33. So I'll give that to her. Oh, yay! I connected it! I connected the dots! And that was a key. Okay. Or maybe not. There's a key fragment, but I don't know where that is. Kindergarten. Let's check that. Can you tell me anything about Seowon's life at kindergarten? I've already explained everything to the other officers on the phone, Detective. Is she still missing? How could someone take her away in broad daylight in the middle of a condo complex? I heard her mother and brother were with her. They didn't see anything? I don't know if this'll help, but, well, you asked me to tell you anything, so I guess I will. Seowon is always optimistic and cheerful. She started at Eden last year, and I was surprised that she never shied away from any of us teachers. At first, I just took her for a friendly child. Then I realized that her brother came to pick her up instead of her mother, but she never asked where her mother was. So no, that's not a problem. Not at all. But, well, how should I put this? I suppose I've never seen her cry or get angry or even frown. So I always feel like I want to keep a close eye on her. Make sure she's okay. She's going to need a lot of attention and guidance. She's so cheerful and bright, but in a strangely fragile way. Does that make sense? Okay, Eden? Eden's kindergarten. Let's say this came from England. Eden's kindergarten. Perfect. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. Can I open this? What's wrong with this one? Why can't I open this one? Maybe I need to get the testimony first. Stay on the line, I'm on my way. Could you tell me what happened? I got a call from my mother. Someone's grandmother. She said, I'm at the store outside the condo complex. The security called, saying the fire alarm was going off in the house. A security guard went over to my mother's house to check, but he couldn't open the door, so she asked me to go and open it for her. I chewed her out. She knew I couldn't bring someone somewhere so dangerous. I told her to go herself, but she was so stubborn. Mom said she could get to the playground and pick up So-On faster than she could get home, so I should rush over to her house and make sure everything was fine at her place, that she would be there soon. She said that made the most sense. She was going to wait for me with So-On outside the building. I went to Mom's house and the security guard was there. I opened the door for him and the place was filled with smoke. I don't know what she was cooking on that stove, but the pot was burnt black. The guard turned off the stove and opened the windows, but all I could think of was So-On. How glad I was that I didn't bring her to such a dangerous place and that the fire didn't get any worse. I ran back into the elevator. It was only a few minutes, I swear. I found Mom waiting for me outside the building, just like she promised. But when I asked her where So-On was, she said, I thought you took her with you. Detective, are you here yet? Okay. Alright, So-On's grandmother. Okay. So one of them in here. Okay, this one is the grandmother. And this one is the mom. Perfect. Who were you on the phone with on the afternoon of February 3rd? Can I not open this one? I have to do, okay. Phone call. Ah, I understand. I have to connect them like that. Well, our office isn't exactly well staffed, so I'm the one doing most of the phone duties. Hyejang? On the afternoon of the 3rd? Employees complain if we check in too often, so we don't usually do that, and there's not much to call about in the afternoon. Wait a second. Oh, I see. I did call, but it wasn't for anything special. There's going to be, what was it now? A Best Caregiver Award ceremony in a few days, so we asked if she could make it. Like, we have more than 100 caregivers working with us, but no one wanted to show, I think that was the gist of the call. I kind of regretted calling her. I mean, she's not the type to do that kind of company spirit event. You've talked to her, right? Can't even have a nice long chat. She's always cutting calls short, something about being too busy with the kids. Has she even come into the office recently? So what? What's all this about? I mean, as long as she's doing her job, right? But a police visit? Really? She's not exactly a slacker. What's going on here? Okay, I suspect this one will go higher. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony, I have to find a hashtag kindergarten again. Hashtag kindergarten, please. Apollo Stationery. Okay. Perfect. Surrender. Dead. Station. Promised. Let's see what the mom promised. Locked. Also locked. Okay, we're not ready for promise. Let's see if we're ready for surrender. Lie. He claims to be the culprit behind the disappearance. Someone's father has surrendered himself to us. No, detective, you can't. Don't believe a word of what he says. I'll be at the station immediately. Everything he says is a lie. It was me. I made him do it. It's all my fault. I'll be right there, detective. Don't you listen to anything he tells you. It's all my responsibility. That was Grandma? Right? Yep, that was Grandma. Lie. Okay. Station. I see your mother has contacted you. It's exactly as you heard. Will you be coming to the police station together? That man was never one for prayer. No matter how deep you dug, he said the spade would never know the smell of the earth. He refused to pray even once as our baby lay sick in the hospital. That's why he doesn't understand. That prayer is the reason we've been so blessed. All he ever did was get angry that he couldn't change anything with his own abilities. You said he turned himself in? If he really did take her, maybe it was because he couldn't afford child support payments. He's been complaining since last summer about how he was having a hard time keeping up with the payment schedule. I told him this was a critical time in Seowon's life, that he had to get his act together. We may be divorced, but he's still her father, even now. I suppose he's still trying to change things himself without even trying to pray. Okay. This one is someone's mother. Your mother. Perfect. And that means... That means surrender. Surrender, okay. This one I think is the father. What Myung-ho carries around. I'll get back to that. Okay. Stole Myung-ho's testimony that shows mixed feelings on Hyejung. Okay. Alright. My god, there's already so much happening here. Maybe let's just try to go in order of what I have right now for each person and see. Case unsolved. What Myung-ho carries around. Is Seowon alright? Allegedly she's dead. So let's also move this to the father. Case unsolved. Okay. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. Cry. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. I'm so grateful to her. I had no idea she was keeping such a close eye on Seowon. There's something Seowon always says to me. Mommy's the saddest person in the world. She never says that when her father is around, of course, but I think I understand what she means now. Seowon genuinely thinks that way. She couldn't handle it otherwise. That's why she refuses to cry, because then that makes her the saddest person instead of her mom. She couldn't handle it if she were the saddest person in the world, getting pity from everyone. That's probably how she sees it all. She's still so young. Children who are forced to grow up fast end up with better control of their emotions, and that breaks my heart. That's probably the mom. Hello, Izzy. I finished the first game, and now we're playing the second game, where I have to go through, like, all of these clues and text and, connect things to where they go to try to solve this mystery. Welcome back, Samael. I wonder if you heard what I just said. We finished the original game that I finished, and we're starting a new one. Mr. Kim Gun-suk. That's probably the teacher. Thank you for telling me, Myung-ho. Let's see this one. I heard you're in 5th grade at elementary school. With your height, I bet the girls won't leave you alone. You're very tall for your age. Is it because you take after your mom? I take after her. Really? Am I really like her? Myung-ho, where did you go? There we go. Those go together. Do I have enough for that key yet? No, I'm still missing something. Oh my god, there's so much. Okay. Uh-huh. City Hall. Let's do this one. You guys are all back. You seem to know Seomon's family well. Myung-ho's family, well, I've seen them since the children were little. Must have been, say, 3 or 4 years now. When they first moved in, I was sure Myung-ho was close to finishing elementary school. He's tall for his age, and he's very quiet, that one. His mother was picking out supplies for younger kids, so I showed her to the shelves older children might like. She laughed and said he gets that a lot. Myung-ho is mature beyond his years, and I don't mean his looks. It's normal for kids his age to only think of themselves, but he's always hanging back and letting his sister spend all his pocket money. Okay. This is probably not someone that I have yet. Tall. Yeah, okay, that's a lot. Let's get more people then. Stationery store. Did you happen to see this boy when you went to the playgrounds to find Seowon? You know that playground near the stationery store, right? I saw that boy a few days ago. He went from the playground straight to the store. I remember wondering why Seowon was sticking so close to that boy. Why do you ask, Detective? Does that boy have something to do with the case? Could you tell me now what happened when you last saw Seowon? We always used to buy Seowon candy from the stationery store on the way home. But we didn't buy her candy recently because Auntie doesn't come out with us anymore. I told Seowon to stay where she was and went to the stationery store. I ran right over. The stationery store is just up the steps over the fence. It's really quick, I swear. I was only there for a bit and I ran back. But she wasn't there. I called her name, like, Seowon, but she didn't come. Only Auntie did. I started crying, and Auntie said I shouldn't tell anyone she wasn't with us. She told me not to say anything at all, just like that monkey we saw at the temple. Okay. You are Myung-ho? Everything is This is fine. I got this. I bet I don't already have those fragments. Proof the shopkeeper is lying. He would probably know that they're related. Nope. Okay. 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 So this is the shopkeeper. And that goes before that. I need to find a candy or a lie or a time. Time? Nope. Young has testimony that shows his mixed feelings on Hyejong. Hyejong is just an employee. Because you take after your mom. Huh. Okay. Reasons to suspect Seowon's mother. Okay. See, now you remember. Someone turned himself in. But you're still suspicious of Seowon's mother. Are you misremembering something? No, that's not it. My memories are hazy and out of order, but those were the exact conversations. Seowon's father clearly said, keep her completely out of her mother's reach. That's why he wanted to keep the case unsolved. And there was more testimony. Alright then. Let's start by looking for reasons to suspect Seowon's mother. Your doubts about her will unveil more of your clouded memories. Because it's absolutely true that Seowon's mother is the reason the girl went missing. Okay. Yeah, is it hard to type because you're playing Final Fantasy XIV? Auntie doesn't come out with us anymore. There we go. You're not even on Final Fantasy XIV? Playground. Do you really think Mr. Kim Gun-suk is the culprit? I don't know. Do you really suspect him, Detective? Even if he were in financial trouble, I don't think he would stoop that low. Instead, he'd... Detective, I'm not trying to defend Gun-suk, I'm only telling you what I saw. There was a woman skulking around that playground, always hanging back. I thought she was suspicious because I kept running into her when I went around looking for Soo-won. She was in her 30s or earlier 40s, a little on the tall side, maybe around 10 centimeters taller than me. She was always looking at the playground from afar, always behind the wall, behind the flower bed. You wouldn't see her unless you were really looking. But she could probably keep an eye on the kids at the playground if she really craned her neck. I saw her there, standing on her toes trying to look over the wall. By the way, Detective, what was the name of that girl Gun-suk confessed to taking? This was my conversation with Soo-won's mother, right? Probably. I don't understand. She acts as if she knows the man who turned himself in, and asks about her kidnapped daughter as if she's a stranger. It's frightening. Was she having a dissociative episode? Ma'am, do you remember the things that made you stand on your toes? What does that have to do with anything? Yes, I did change games. I finished the first one and started a new one because it only took an hour, so I felt like I might as well start something new. In my case, I only really stood on my toes for one reason. Affection. To keep my eyes on something or someone that I really cared about. Ma'am, you were on the force for nearly 30 years. This is the only case you left unsolved. Remember how you closed that file and placed it on the cabinet? Were you standing on your toes? Okay. So this is probably the mother, but she's the woman that is suspicious that she's talking about is Hyejong, who is tall, just like Myung-ho, who is Soo-won's brother. Huh. Is there a special meaning to Soo-won's name? Sioan was born at 23 weeks. She weighed less than 700 grams. Her mother had just come out of the C-section and was about to be transferred to the ICU with the baby, but the nurse called for me. It was only for a few seconds, but she let me see Sioan. Sioan reminded me of Thumbelina, a fragile, precious little princess nestled in a bright red flower. She was so light I could barely feel her in my arms. I was scared she might float away if I so much as breathed in her direction. The nurse told me to have a look, but I didn't know how. I could barely see through my tears. I couldn't even get a proper look at my precious baby girl. And then, the first thing I did after that confusing meeting, I registered her birth. I sprinted straight from the hospital to the City Hall registration desk. I didn't stop to catch my breath. Then I wrote down her name, Sioan. That's Sio for rhinoceros and Wan for origin. It's an unusual name, I know. At the time, I was thinking of the old saying about marching forward like the lone horn of the rhino. I thought of that strength. I put all my weight into each stroke of the pen, every last one, hoping that the fragile piece of paper might help her somehow. That it might help her root her to life. Like a powerful anchor that kept her moored to us. Okay, this is the father. Has Sioan ever wandered off alone before? Is that really possible? Detective, I think it might be my fault she's gone. I was in the hospital for a long time after I had Sioan. I couldn't care for her because I was bedridden, but since we both spent so much time looking up at the hospital ceiling, I thought I might be able to understand her better. Now, though, I'm not so sure. Do you think she resents me? Is that why she won't call me Mom? Is that why she's always so hard to find? I have to scour all the playgrounds to find her. Mom. I don't think that's his, but it's not the stationery store guys, so... This is, I think, the mom? Mm-hmm. Well, 2/5/2015. Twelve 12:30. Uh-huh. Okay. What Myung-ho carries around. What Myung-ho carries around. I guess I don't know yet. But it says that I've already found it. Thanks for highlighting the message, Ray. Okay, gone alone. Does Siwon have any favorite places near the playground? Somewhere she might have wandered off to on her own? Wandered off? She didn't stroll away somewhere, she's been kidnapped. All possibilities are on the table, as if. Get off your chairs and do something. We're running out of time here. Mobilize the force, get those cruisers on the streets, anything. Tick-tock, detective. Who knows what they're doing to her? And you're sitting here asking where she's gone on her own? Damn it. Damn it. I'm sorry, detective. I know you're doing everything you can. Okay. Father. Thanks, Izzy. I will hydrate. The reason the English teacher needed funds. Is the English teacher her actual dad? What is happening here? Okay, well then I guess this is the English teacher. Then this might be Someone's mother. Maybe Hyejong is Myung-ho's mom and their step-siblings. Man, okay. This is difficult. But it's interesting so far. What if I told you that there's no need for lying now? What if your lie is the bad kind, the kind that's only going to hurt Auntie and Seowon? Why is not saying anything a lie? If I say what really happened, then Auntie sounds like the bad guy. But she's a good person. It's my fault, not Auntie's. It's all my fault. It's okay if you don't want to talk, Myung-ho. I don't mind waiting. But Myung-ho, could you promise me that once you're ready, you'll talk to me? Key. Okay. Key. Key can work on a yellow one. Which is only... Let's do this one. No, it's not your fault, Myung-ho. Nobody in your family is responsible for this. But I told Auntie not to come to the playground. I told her to stay away. I said I could take Seowon without her. It is my fault. I'm the one who made Auntie go away. It's just, if we're all at the playground together, we'd look like a family. And Mom would see Seowon call Auntie Mom. I know Mom's not really watching us from heaven. I know she was lying. But I didn't want to see her be sad. It's not Auntie's fault. I'm the one who told her not to come with us. Uh-huh. 2, 5, 15, 37. 2, 3, 18. Okay. Okay. Just putting some things in order. Two, 3, 2, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 5. 2, 5. Okay. Okay. Where is Hyewon now? She's with her family. I made sure she had something to eat for dinner before I dropped her off. Once I brought her to the playground where I first found her, she knew exactly how to get home. I rang the doorbell and stood at the entrance waiting for her parents. It was only a few seconds, but in that short time, I wondered again and again if I should just leave the girl there and run. Detective, I was being stupid. I was stupid to kidnap her, and I'm still being foolish now, having the nerve to feel guilty about it all. The girl's father. He pulled the girl tight into his arms and wept. I knelt in front of him to apologize, but he bowed so low I thought he'd fall, and he thanked me. He thanked me for bringing her home safe. What I did was indefensible. I will accept my punishment. I know that won't make up for the suffering I caused their family, but I will live out the rest of my life in sincere contrition. That's 2, 5. He was at the stationery store. Oh, Hyejung's location. But where? But where was she? Her location? Not at the playground. We know you weren't at the playground. I understand you didn't want to cause Myung-ho any more guilt, but you should have known better. How did you know? I told him he didn't need to say anything. He knows he doesn't have to tell you. It wasn't his fault Seo-won is missing. It wasn't your fault, Myung-ho. I should have been watching you, even if you didn't want me close by. That's what I told him. I made sure he knew that I was the one who lost Seo-won, not him. Where did that go? Down here? Was your son still there? I was under the impression that both children were at the playground. Myung-ho said that he was with Seo-won the whole time, but that he had no idea where she'd gone. So I scolded him. You're not making any sense. I was so desperate that I was too harsh with him. Even though it's my fault Seo-won's disappeared, I've failed them both. Please don't ask Myung-ho for information. He won't tell you anything. So difficult. What Myung-ho carries around? Do I actually have that yet? The game is insisting that I have it, but I don't. Confirmation that she's alive? We've received testimony that directly contradicts your claim. Ah, you're back, which means you're still searching, I take it. I tried to think of anyone suspicious I might have seen in the area, but nothing. But the truth is, well, yes, Myung-ho was here. I'm sorry for lying to you, I didn't think it was important. Well, you see, I didn't want you to think badly of Myung-ho. He's a good boy at heart. I'm very sorry, I truly am. I should have told you up front. What time did he come into the store again? A little after 3:30, I believe. Well, nothing was out of the ordinary. He looked like he was in a rush, and when I asked, he only said he had to go back quick. He went straight to the usual candy shelf and picked out a bag, so I assumed it was for Xiaowan. It's her favorite brand, you know, the pink candy that's so big your cheeks puff up like a squirrel. I told you before, Myung-ho is very mature for his years, but that day I saw him squatting in front of the greeting card shelf for a long time with the candy still in hand. Eventually, he came up to the counter and paid for the candy, but he wouldn't look me in the eye. I thought it was strange, so I went over to check the shelf. And, well, one of the cards was gone. I was disappointed in the boy, of course, made up my mind to give him a stern talking to. But at the same time, well, I felt sorry for him. I can only imagine what went through his mind when he was squatting there in front of that shelf. Okay. So where did my death in the family thing go? Death in the family. Death in the family. The pond. There's something he always carries around. Ah. What Myung-ho carries around, yes. The umbrella, you mean? That's right. Whether he's going to school or some outing, he's always got an umbrella in hand. It's been that way since my wife passed. There was something she always told the kids when she was in the hospital. She promised that she'd go ahead to heaven and watch over them from above. Myung-ho didn't say anything. All he did was sit in the distance and sigh, as I recall. I think he wanted to tell her there was no such thing as heaven, that if she wanted to watch over him, she should do it from Earth. It wasn't long before she passed. I only noticed after some time that Myung-ho always took an umbrella with him when he left the house. And then I remembered the exact promise his mother made. I mean it, Myung-ho. How about this then? Since I won't be able to pick you up from school on rainy days, I'll ask God to stop the rain if you ever forget your umbrella. Yeah, I've been getting some achievements. Promised. Jung's birthday. Is Xiaowan alright? She says she had a great time at Auntie's house, and that when she said she missed me, she was brought back home. I'm sorry I didn't contact you sooner. I knew you were out searching, but I was too caught up in the moment. I didn't ask any questions. All I knew was that my daughter was gone for 3 days, but now she was back. And I know this sounds strange, but all I could say was thank you over and over again. I could bow 100 times over and it wouldn't be enough. Seowon's back completely unharmed, and that's good enough for me. Detective, Seowon is... well, she's been hurt in the past, and I can only blame myself for adding yet another wound to her young heart. Tell me, did that man surrender to the police? Two, 3. 2, 4. 2, 5. This is actually Hyejong. This isn't your fault as much as it isn't Myung-ho's fault. Ah, I almost forgot to congratulate you. Happy birthday, Miss Shin. Today is your birthday, correct? I know this may not be the best time, but I think you should know. I paid a visit to the stationery store Myung-ho goes to for Seowon's candy, and I spotted this. Apparently, Myung-ho picked up Seowon's usual candy and a birthday card. The owner said he took a long time trying to decide which to get. I wondered why he'd get a birthday card of all things, but now I understand. Thank you. I always thought Myung-ho hated me. I wasn't trying to take his mother's place, but I assumed that's what he thought. How could I be so stupid? I should have known better, knowing how badly he'd been hurt. Detective? What happens to Seowon's mother now? Okay. He stole the card. Don't have the fragments for that. Dongyeon and Hyechang's. I also don't have the fragments for that, but they're definitely like dating or married. When did Seowon's mother leave you? We've been divorced for about 5 or 6 years. I'm a monster, aren't I? Abandoning my wife when she needed me most. But at the time I thought it was all for the best. That we'd reached our limit. That we'd only hurt each other if we kept on living like this. That's what I told myself. When our eyes met, I would face the emptiness inside. And it was excruciating, because I knew that void could never be filled. If only we could have cried it out together and kept each other going. But we struggled to help each other. We were making no progress at all. And one day, we realized that it hurt more to deal with our pain together than alone. So we chose to go our separate ways. That was our decision. To run from our wounds instead of confronting them. To let the blade drop on the guillotine. Man, this is a complicated family. The date she disappeared. 3 hours ago, 0203. Have you contacted Siwon's father? I keep calling him, but he won't pick up. It's not out of the ordinary, we only meet for her birthdays. But this is an emergency, his own daughter is missing. Detective, I was texting him on that day you came from the police station. Siwon's always such a quiet girl, but she was chattering about how much happier she'd be if her father was here too. So I asked him if he'd come by and say hello. But he's heartless, that man. Please don't lie to me, Myung-ho. Didn't you say that Auntie was telling the truth? Auntie told me that lying's not about what's good, but what's necessary. She said that lying wasn't always a bad thing. It's the bad lies that are really bad. Mom said she'd watch over me from heaven. She said she'd watch over us even after she died, but that was a lie, right? There's no such thing as heaven. But Siwon doesn't know that. She's so stupid. Mom was lying. But does that mean that Mom was a bad person? Alright. So far, Myung-ho is a fully realized part. Do I even know this one yet? No. The day Siwon died. I don't even know that she died yet. Hyojung's birthday. Don't know it. The day Siwon's mother was discharged. I also don't know it. Okay. Certificate of Familial Relations. Choi Dong-young. Spouse Seo Won-young. Deceased. Child. Myung-ho. Seo-won. Okay. 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 Death September 1st, 2009. What month is September? Oh, her birthday. Oh, whoops. That's on me. I thought I was trying to put in her death day. December 25th. How old was Seo-won when Miss Shin Hye-jung first came to take care of her? I first met Hye-jung when Seo-won was 4. That was a few years ago. When my wife died of illness, I was despondent, didn't know how I'd raise the kids. But Hye-jung was there to support us. They're called caregivers instead of nannies these days, aren't they? Hye-jung is my children's caregiver. She's been coming in to look after the kids ever since my wife was hospitalized. She befriended them instantly. I don't know how we could have coped without her. Seo-won even calls her mom and treats her like one too. I could never thank her enough. But now I'm starting to think I relied on Hye-jung too much. I mean, she's not exactly family, is she? Okay. It's all we're working it out. Caregiver Shin Hye-jung. Client. We hereby certify that the above caregiver has been assigned to the above client since July 1st, 2009. Certificate issued February 4th, 2012. Okay. Hye-jung's birthday. Hye-jung's birthday, February 6th. Yeah, son, I think I am winning. Just a little. Silence is a heavy burden for a 5th grader, but Myung-ho refused to give in. So I investigated everyone I could. Residents, passerby, local businesses, everyone. There's a little indent in the wall behind the flower beds. You can see the playground from there, but not the other way around, at least for the children playing there. That's where you were hiding, wasn't it? To watch over them from afar? When I went to the playground, I would hear the other mothers gossip about me and the children. Myung-ho would have heard it too. I understand why people would get the wrong idea. Seo-won calls me mommy. So, it didn't hurt if Myung-ho hated me. I could only imagine how he felt whenever his sister called me that. A few weeks ago, Myung-ho told me to stay away from him, so I just wandered around for what seemed like forever and found that spot. Myung-ho... I know he must hate the fact that I exist, but... I may not be his mother, but still. I promised Won-young that I would take care of them both. And now look what's happened. I only looked away for a second. I only took a second to rest because I'd been standing on my toes the whole time. Perfect. Two, 6, 2, 3. Two, 6, 2, 3. Okay, so there's gonna be something between there. Pre-entrance date, absentee list. Why didn't you report any of this to the authorities? Oh, scheisse, I thought I had a key. I guess I'm like just barely not having one. Okay, you can save. Good. We've received testimony that Seo-won is a regular at your stationery store. Did anyone from her family drop in today, or Seo-won herself on her own? Today? No, not Seo-won and not her brother either. May I ask what the police want with them? You're not the first to come looking for her today. Is this about Myung-ho's mother? The thing is, Myung-ho's only been coming with Seo-won these days. He used to come with his mother all the time when he was younger, but I haven't seen her in quite a while. Is she doing alright? Okay, store. And that would be the top. Now I have a key. Do I want the absentee list? No, I want why didn't you report this? Why didn't you report any of this to the authorities? She was with us exactly 108 days. That's the time Seo-won lived and breathed with us. If only. If only I could have held her at least once, kissed those little cheeks. Or at least, if only I'd been able to hear her cry. Then, maybe I would have been able to accept it. Seo-won's mother still had milk for a baby who was gone. The crib was still so warm, and it never seemed to get colder. So how could I possibly file that report? Looking back, it was her name. Her name was the problem. It's my fault for coming up with that name. I can't tell you how much I regret it. Instead of giving her strength, that name marched her forward all alone like the rhino's horn, straight past us. Like a gust of wind, she slipped through our fingers, attached to nothing in the world at all. I think I'm understanding. 213. Okay, so you may have been in ads, so you may have missed, but I think there's 2 different Xiaowongs, and things have gotten... interesting. I think there was an original one, the teacher's daughter, who died after 107 days. Because I can see when you guys are in ads. Anyway, the teacher's daughter died after 107 days, and I think he kidnapped the other Soan that is alive. Okay, where's the little text that says she's been dead all this time? The day someone died. There we go. And then we divorced. Two 5/22, 2/5/19. Okay. Day someone died. Pre-entrance day absentee list. The day someone's mother was discharged. Do I have that yet? No. City Hall, you said? That's right, Chief. How are you? I'm from Huamyang City Hall, Administrative Office. It's that time of year. 4 kids slated to start school this year in your district didn't show up to pre-entrance day. I'm just calling for your cooperation. We spoke with all of their families over the phone. They all said they were on vacations overseas or busy with other things, that sort of thing. I mean, elementary school classes haven't even started yet, so I'm going to report that everything looks fine. But we do have to make sure the paperwork is all there. We're working on the police assistant request forms right now. They'll say that local police stations dispatched personnel to all the absentees' households for welfare checkups at the school board's requests. Imagine that, Chief. It's like a free bonus, and our compensation for external personnel requisition is pretty solid if you ask me. Once you get the form, send us your personnel roster with their direct deposit information attached, and we'll take care of things on this end. Okay. Hometown City Hall. Do I have that? That's probably first. We received testimony that you spoke on the phone with a City Hall employee and told them someone couldn't attend pre-entrance day for personal reasons. Do you live with your daughter? The pre-entrance day, what was it my daughter said now? A slight cold, I think, yes. I remember now. I knew it was pre-entrance day, so I asked my daughter later how it went. I don't live with her, of course, but I'm in the area and drop in from time to time. It's just... I don't want to leave her alone for too long, spending all her time wallowing in misery. I do remember that I was visiting a few days ago when that City Hall employee called. He asked me the same thing you did, Detective, so I think I said that she was doing well, that I was taking perfect care of my granddaughter. Detective, this is ridiculous. It's just one missed pre-entrance day at school. What are you interrogating me for? That goes to Grandma. Mm-hmm. School or hospital? School. You received the notice from the school board, correct? It says in our files that she didn't attend pre-entrance day. I'm just here to check in and make sure everything's alright. The world's a dangerous place these days. I've been told City Hall personnel has spoken with Sewon's grandmother already, but I just wanted to be sure. Is Sewon alright? Of course she is, Detective. You must have your hands full checking up on every absence in the district. You'll see once she wakes up, Sewon's healthy as a horse now. She'll have no trouble going to school. All that time in the hospital was tough on her, but she's grown up so strong. I'm proud of her. Sewon's been no end of trouble since I was pregnant with her. I think she takes after her father. She was born premature. The doctor scared us every time we went in for a checkup. About how one thing could go wrong and then everything else and on and on. I don't remember how many waivers and consent forms I had to sign. But I always knew she'd be alright. How those little hands were going to get bigger and stronger one day. No need to worry, I'm taking very good care of her. Sewon's father and I are no longer together, but my mother and I are doing our best to give her everything she needs. And I'll make sure she comes out to the first day of school. Thank you for checking in. I think the rice is ready. Would you like to join us for food, Detective? Okay. Mom? Perfect. Birthday or name? Date of birth is birthday. Pre-entrance day absentee list. Number of absentees 4. List of absentees. Kim Sewon. Not. That's a different name there, isn't it? The day Sewon died. What's 108 days after April 3rd? Hold on, I gotta look that up. Oh wait, I'm sharing my whole ass screen. Hold on. Hold on. Almost had to nuke everything. Haha. July 20. Whoops, that's the wrong one. July 20. April, May, June, July. Why did you turn yourself in? Mr. Kim Gun-suk, even the victim's family hasn't reported you. This isn't about just taking the fall from Miss Sung Min-young, is it? I heard she reported Sewon missing. When Min-young's mother told me, I was worried for Min-young, but at the same time I was a little glad. After we got divorced, she was in therapy for a long time. We should have gotten help back when she began to think Sewon was alive, but missing. No. As soon as Sewon passed away, Min-young was finally discharged from the hospital on Sewon's birthday. We went to visit her grave together, and as she ran her hand over the grave, her eyes were empty. There was no hope. Min-young is still chained to that day, circling round and round that moment forever. I started to think that she'd given up completely. She was utterly spent. There was no drive left in her eyes. I began to doubt she would ever recover. I think that's why. That's why I was relieved to hear that she set out to find Sewon. Because now she at least had something to live for, something that would sustain her and keep her alive. Maybe she knew that too, deep down. Maybe that's why she reported Sewon missing. Maybe she thought Sewon was better missing and alive than dead. That the missing persons report would anchor her to this world, just like I hoped with her birth certificate. She was grasping for a lifeline, just like me. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is the whole reason I'm here, Detective. I want to make a request. Could you please mark this missing person's case as unsolved? Please. Please let Seo-won live. Let her live forever somewhere far, far away. Two, 5, 23, 10. So this one goes first. That goes somewhere in there. The day Seo-won's mother was discharged. Man, we're cooking, boys! You mean Seo-won was taken because she was mistaken for Miss Sun Min-yeon's late daughter? I asked Min-yeon what happened. She said she heard someone call Seo-won's name and finally found her, after going from one playground to the next. It was a boy, probably the girl's brother. He was telling her to wait. Wait right here, Seo-won. She didn't tell me anything else, but I can guess what happened. Min-yeon must have gone and brought her back, like a mother picking up a child who'd gone out to play. The girl was so sweet, too, calling my daughter Auntie. I'm sorry, Detective. I really am. I should have called right away, but then I couldn't bear to do it. Not until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified. My hands were shaking and I found myself dialing a number, calling Seo-won's father. I told him that Min-yeon seemed to have brought home a stranger's child and pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. I would cause a diversion, I said, so he could get the girl away from Min-yeon. I know she may not be well, but I don't want my daughter to end up a kidnapper. I was being shameless, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, Detective, but until Seo-won's father turned himself in, even though he's done nothing wrong, I thought we could act as if nothing at all had happened, sweep it all under the rug, knowing full well that Seo-won's father is just as precious a child to his parents as Min-yeon is to me. How the grandmother instructed for the kidnapping? Ow. When did Miss Song Min-yeon set out to find Seo-won? It must have been when she got the notice saying Seo-won was due to start elementary school. It pushed her completely over the edge. We got the notice from City Hall last December. I checked most of Min-yeon's mail before she does, Detective. We have no idea what might set her off. But this notice about Seo-won starting school, my heart nearly stopped. I had no idea that they'd never reported her death. There it was on the document, Seo-won's name printed clear. I could only imagine how it would make Min-yeon feel. No, I'm sorry, Detective. I'm not the victim here. I don't deserve to wallow in pity like this. I can only apologize. At the time, I balked. I was frozen, and Min-yeon saw me and read the notice. She looked so happy. She smiled so brightly. I hadn't seen her so delighted in, well, it must have been years. The pre-entrance day was at the end of December, and Minyoung insisted we had to go out and get Seowon's uniform fitted. She was fussing about getting all her shots and picking up school supplies and wondering why Seowon was taking so long to come home. That's when it started, I think. She went around all the local playgrounds looking for Seowon. Perfect. 12, 5, 14. Okay. That one's actually probably above. Pre-entrance day. Seowon, quiet. Completely over the edge. Fussing. He's being shameless. There we go. Okay, this is secretly the dad, it would seem. Excellent. Excellent! The dad's line is perfect. Okay, and this is the mom. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. Yes. This is not kindergarten, actually. Perfect. Okay, I've organized everything that I have for now, and I believe it's time for me to start picking up more things. So I think I'll end it this time. And then next time I'll start investigating more things. But so far I like it. I hope you guys like it. I feel like I'm kinda... Maybe I'll summarize the points that I have already. So from the father, I have that his daughter was kidnapped. He doesn't think anything was unusual. He talks about Hyejong, who is his kid's caretaker, because his wife died of an illness. Talks a little bit about his son having trouble with his mom's death. And then it is found out that his daughter is home now, no longer kidnapped. And we'll skip over to talking with Hyejong, who is the caretaker. So she is explaining when she went missing, and she's also explaining that she actually wasn't with the kids, and she told the brother not to say anything about it, and she's like really emotionally invested in the kids. And yeah. And then the brother is obviously having some trouble because his mom is dead, and he told the caregiver to stay away from them because she's not his mom, and he got candy for his sister. He left her alone while he went to get the candy, so she got kidnapped in that time frame, and he also got a card for the aunt lady, the caregiver. Now we're going to Sewon's mother, who is actually the mother of another baby who is dead with the same name. She is a little unwell. So she does think that the Seowon that isn't hers is hers. She's talking about how, oh, my baby was born premature, but, you know, everything is good, and she's kind of having, like, delusions, and her mom lives with her, or she is close. Yeah, and then she's kind of shit-talking her ex-husband a little bit. But she is the one that kidnapped Seowon. And then this ex-husband is, like, turning himself in with the cops, saying, I kidnapped this girl, actually. And then he's talking about his daughter, who is dead, who was born prematurely and was only alive for 108 days. And him and his wife divorced. And then he keeps in contact with his ex-wife's mom and is being told, like, hey, she's kind of gone a little crazy. And he's begging the police to leave the case of his missing daughter who is dead unsolved so that his ex-wife can still live in her delusions. And then we have the mom of the ex-wife who is trying her best to, I guess, handle her daughter, and then she notices, I mean, she knows that she kidnapped that girl, and then calls the ex-husband, and the ex-husband takes the daughter and returns the daughter to her actual family. And then these other things are a little bit unimportant right now. So there we go. That's the gist of what we have so far. Which kind of seems like a lot, actually, so I don't really know how much is left, but we'll find out next time. Let me just turn that off briefly. And we'll check Twitch real quick. Yeah, we're just gonna end, actually. I think we'll just end. Thanks for coming for our 2 detective-y, investigation-y games. We've finished Firework. That's good. Finally. And we've started No Case Remains Unsolved, and I hope you liked it, and I will see you sometime this week on an undisclosed date. Bye!